Okay, welcome to the channel. Today we're doing our very first experiment on players from the past. Today we are introducing Didier Drogba from Football Manager 2009 into the FM24 console. Can he win the Premier League, the Europa League or the Champions League before he retires? Can he score 100 goals? He's 31 years old, he could be playing for 5, 6, 7 years. Is it possible he could break the 100 goal mark like Jamie Vardy did at the age of 30? Find out, let's see how he gets on with his career. Antonio Conte was the Chelsea manager. He took over on the 13th of July. Okay, so we've simulated the first season. Chelsea have played Drogba 31 times this season and scored 16 goals. As you can see, his value has gone up to £98 million and he is rated as a complete forward. His average rating is 7.08, which is pretty good. Now, on my view, as you can see, Didier Drogba had 31 games, 16 goals, averaged 161 minutes per goal. His XG was only 11, right? So something's not happening here where Chelsea are not actually creating that many chances for them. That might be why we got such a low goal return, but he is outperforming his XG by 4.8, which means obviously he's scoring better than the chances are being provided for him, which is probably indicating good finishing and decision making. As a control, we've also created a second Drogba in Real Madrid. So let's have a quick look at what his score is too. Okay, so the Drogba we created in Real Madrid is actually playing for the Ivory Coast. Don't know why. The Chelsea Drogba does not play for the Ivory Coast. So as you can see here, same attributes. At Real Madrid, he has played 32 games and scored 29 goals in La Liga. Although Chelsea obviously aren't dominating the Premier League, and Real Madrid are dominating La Liga, you can see here that in the right circumstances, in the right team, this version of Drogba nearly scored 30 goals in La Liga, with an average of 7.34 and 4 player of the matches. In total, obviously because we've got included here in Champions League and Copa del Rey, he played 43 times, scored 32 goals, and on average had 7.25. So he had an excellent season. That's quite a great season. That's a great season for the Drogba in Real Madrid. So you can see here in the breakdown of the XG, Drogba scored 24 goals over 44 games with 2 subs. His non-penalty XG was 16.92 and he had 1 penalty that game because his overall XG was 17.73. He outperformed his XG therefore by 6.24. He on average got 0.42 XG per game and his average shot XG was 0.11. He had 168 shots, 83 on target, which is he had 1 shot less than 50% on target. He had no player of the matches, but he had an average of 7.04. So if we have a look at a comparison season on season again on the history, because obviously the history isn't the best way of doing it, but you can compare season on season. We can see quite clearly here that Drogba played 3 more games, 3 more goals, 1 less assist, and on average in the Premier League, he actually performed worse. So we can see across the Premier League, Iheanacho actually had the most goals. I mean, it's quite a low scoring season. 20 goals was the highest. Erling Haaland and Drogba matched on 18 each. And so did Ivan Toney. So Drogba, Toney and Haaland all had 18 each. So Drogba was in good company there. It was just a really low scoring season. Chelsea finished 8th in 23-24 and they finished 8th in 24-25. And they picked up the Conference League as well, beating Union St. Galoise. Okay, so in 26 now, we've got to Drogba at 34 years old. He scored his best so far, 21 goals in 37 appearances, with an average of 7.06. So he's really done well this year. Bear in mind, he's 34. His physicals are still there, but they are slowly coming down. As we can see, he beat Haaland in the goal-scoring charts quite comfortably, and he was the top goal scorer in the Premier League as well. And if you compare year on year, he's had the best season in the Premier League according to this, based on those goals, based on those appearances, based on those average ratings. It was a great season for him. And we can see here Conte set up on the 3-4-3, and you can see how Drogba's obviously performed. In 124 games, he scored 65 goals for Chelsea so far. When we came back here, we noticed actually there was a slight change in the tactic setup, and it's because Antonio Conte got sacked halfway through the season. That's 27. So Conte was manager of Chelsea for 3 years, and then Xabi Alonso took over. So this is where we've got the slight difference, I suppose. In 2026, this is a Conte style, And then the Alonso tactic was showing right here. So he's still spearheaded the attack as a 5-2-2-1. So how did he perform with the change of managers? Well, actually not great. This is probably his poorest year yet. 11 goals in 32 games with a 6.96 average. Obviously, that is because he is now a little bit 35. We can see here actually though, the continental side of things, he's absolutely dominated and got 10 goals. So Chelsea finished 10th this season with 47 points with negative goal difference. But we can see they've won the Europa League. Good grief, look at that. They've got the Europa League and Conference League now, so Drogba's got 2 European trophies. And, well, there you go. There's one of the challenges off the list. Drogba has dominated in European competition, so let's go see if he's won anything. Drogba scored 14 out of 34 games, a little bit better than last year, but obviously, you know, he's not really hitting the heights of where he was. 18 and 52 suggests he's starting to slow down, but he has got, if he can get to it, 100 goals, he has got 79-165. It is on. The 100 goals could be still on. If he gets another 10 per game, he could be still on. In comparison, Drogba in Real Madrid, we've checked in with him, and he has got how many more goals? Drogba in Real Madrid has actually got 33 more goals this season. That's quite incredible. Okay, so Drogba did sneak into the top 10 of 36. They win the Europa League, so then obviously they played in other competitions. So they were the in the Intercontinental. They lost 3-0 to Chelsea, and they lost 1-0 to Manchester United in the Carabao Cup. Drogba then had 52 out games, 18 goals. Okay, let's go forward. So Drogba here has scored 10 goals in the league. Oh, he's on 10 more, so he's got 89 now. 200 goals, 201 games, 89 goals at 37. That's pretty good in there for 6 years. Be happy with that, really. But again, 6.93, his averages is dropping. He's obviously playing poor when he's not scoring goals. He scored 15 and 45, so he is slowly coming down. So Father Time is catching up, I think. So let's have a look now. Oh, there you go. They won Europa League Conference for the second time. So Drogba now has won 1 Europa League and 2 Conference Leagues. I don't think the Bristol Street Motors Trophy will count. I think that's the under-21s, obviously, but that's pretty good. Pay him to Nicholas Jackson. Oh my word, look at Nicholas Jackson there. Christ, he has had... That's why I brought Drogba in, to see if he beat Nicholas Jackson's records. He moved on, he's just been there. So, but Nicholas Jackson scored 8 in the Conference League, so it must be that they are rotating Drogba more, but look, you can see Drogba still scored 5. There you go. Oh, he's retiring. This is going to be the last year of Drogba, June 30th. So here you go. This is the last season. He's only started 5. He scored 7. Don't think that's going to be enough for him to get his... No, he's going to finish on 96 goals. I mean, if you add goals and assists together, I mean, he did get over 108 goal contributions, but that's not really great, is it? For assists to a season. You're supposed to be a complete forward. Oh, they won the Carabao Cup in his final season, so he has won the Carabao Cup, he hasn't won the FA Cup, hasn't won the Premier League, but he's won the Carabao Cup, the Conference League and the Europa League. So he's brought home 4 trophies in 7 years, that's not too bad. Overall, he has played 286 games and scored 126 goals. Nearly 20 more than Nkunku. Okay, so now we're going to look, using the filter, we're going to see the talents at this game. So this is one of the regions. This is Andre Nitu, who, as you can see, dribbling pretty good, finishing pretty good, acceleration pretty good, everything else. We've had to drop it a little bit because they're 18, but agility, balance, pace, strength, stamina, that would be great if that was higher, but that's not terrible. Leadership off the ball. I mean, he's already scored 26 in 56 games, but this is a key one. This is a real deal. This is the wonder kid that we were talking about. Shaquille Van Persie at 6'3" could be playing similar style to Didier Drogba, and we know how much Drogba liked to beat Arsenal. So having Van Persie as number 14, the Henry number, now his dad's number. Yeah, he looks good, doesn't he? 50 caps at fit 23. I bet his dad's proud of that. Good grief, he looks a beast. Massive ones, but you can still see, Nelson Viper is something similar. Did a little bit. We had Matthias Tell, we had Shaquille Van Persie, Nelson Viper, Evan Ferguson, and then we had obviously this Callum McFarlane and Andre Nitu. So there's not, a massive number, but the ones that are on here are quite respectable.